Yo, yo. Testing. I'm live again, y'all. Back-to-back nights. Back-to-back. I guess we'll get into some reactions. I think I might look at some of the 1v1 highlights stuff, honestly, to see what's going on in the community. What's this? Hoodie Kel calls out Skoob. Bruce responds. Left hand Dom crashes out. Terry Hosley calls out Twins. We'll watch it.
In his hometown, and I should have been.
Tell them what the Twins did. Since we're on this topic,
He's supposed to play me.
Okay.
Chop.
Back to back. I know. Doesn't happen often, and it's happening 2 nights in a row. Let's see. Yeah. Let's watch this. Y'all ask me any questions if you have any, it just helps spark combo, honestly. All right, let's tune in.
Chopper star.
You gotta ask yourself, what's a hitman to a black ghost? Legends don't hide, they hunt. This a warning to all y'all. When you say my name, don't forget the uncle.
Terry calls out the Twins.
since we're on the topic, Terry, tell them what happened. Tell them what the Twins did. Since we're on this
When am I doing a face-off? Never.
topic.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Never.
saying. Look, they banned too. I just ain't never go live with them. They can't come either.
Oh, tell them what happened.
Come back to bar. They might give me some money.
This how close me and Terry. This how close me
Hey,
and
bro,
Terry
let me
is.
tell you something. Listen, Davon, listen. These multiple times, I done got these lights. I done gave these money to catch the bus to the airport. Still doesn't show up.
Bro, Terry told
Multiple
me.
times. One
Terry
time they
told
was
me-
coming, Nate was gonna go get him from the airport for me, and they was gonna stay at his house.
What up,
Did
Dre?
they send the bread back?
No, one time.
What is this about exactly? Terry's calling out the Twins. What sparked it? Does anybody know more than me here? It sounds like this is like a past situation. I don't know if it's just being brought up now, but did something happen like really recently, or?
No. One time they sent the bus money back.
Oh, they playing dumb.
They ain't sent my flight money back. That's what I'm saying. I keep being too nice to y'all, bro. I really go hand forward with.
This how the bad.
I'm not the
This how
toughest
the
nigga.
shit supposed to go. This what I'm talking about, TOs. This how this shit supposed to be. Watch the structure around this. Watch how the structure change around this. Baltimore
Real
shit,
shit.
bro.
Oh, that actually wouldn't be bad. Twins versus Terry and Fredo. They're scamming? Are they? Is that a fact? Not gonna lie, I saw the music video and thought they were playing the same intro. Yeah, B's on vacation, man. I'm holding it down for B. Maybe that's why I'm going live. Where's the dunk intro? The dunk intro. Are you going back to ECS days? Left hand Dom goes off.
Better sit by yourself.
Oh, hey, 2-on-2 for 500. You and Matumbo versus me and Zay. He hears. 500. Shake my hand. 500. 500. 500. 500. 500. 500. 500. 500. He said it. 500. Look at this. Bum ass was gonna beat his ass. Now he don't want to see my money. This bum ass. I bust his ass. 15-10. Bum ass. So bum ass out of here. So all the you got, you belong to me. You belong to him. You belong to me. You belong to me. You belong to me. You hear me? You belong
You belong to me is crazy.
to me, little nigga. And this is why you don't bet with your homies. Don't want to send they money.
Like, that's really testing your manhood. You belong to me. It's crazy.
Bro. If I was to slap his, if I was to slap his bitch, then I'd be wrong. And he
Oh, but just see, line always has to be crossed.
can't fight. Then he don't want to fight because he would throw his little ass around like a toy.
Walgis, what's up, brother? I'm doing well. Tyler, I don't know, man. I mean, I probably roll with Malik since he's TNC, but Dom looks really good lately. Really sharp.
I'm tagging you. I'm gonna tag you every time. I'm on
Really
that.
sharp.
Shit is a game. I told the I thought nigga I'll slap you. And I'm saying out here.
Oh, he's actually mad. Bruce responds to Hoodie calling out Uncle Skoob.
Not supposed to be putting somebody out here like this for his first game. Skoob's supposed to be out here. Feel me? He's supposed to play me here. We're in his hometown, and I should have been playing Skoob today. For real, for real. So that's all you gotta say? And I should have been playing Skoob today. For real, for real.
Nah, they weren't ducking. Skoob and them weren't ducking. I don't know if that's really what Kel was implying here. Let me listen.
Feel me? He's supposed to play me here. We're in his home.
He was supposed to play me here. I don't know that he's putting like all of the accountability on Skoob there. But I get where Bruce is coming from.
Not supposed to be putting somebody out here like this for his first game. Skoob's supposed to be out here. Feel me? He's supposed to play me here. We're in his hometown, and I should have been playing Skoob today. For real, for real.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I could understand how Bruce or Skoob took it that way, but I don't know if that's exactly how Kel meant that. Like, he didn't really say, like, he was avoiding it. He just said he should have been out there.
So that's all you gotta say?
But, yeah, I mean, Skoob wasn't ducking.
So you feel like all the small guards in the space, you the top dog?
Yeah, for sure. Hands down. I feel like I might not have my best yet in the ones. I'm still not comfortable yet.
Can we get this matchup with Kel, bro? You don't think Kel got something to say about that? And I f with you, but Kel got something to say about that.
Kel, I want that too. Kel is gonna be in the future. Kel, I want to play Kel. I want to play Malik first though. You know.
I don't mind that Dom playing Kel or whatever, but I don't think Kel's a small guard, you know? I think like Dom and Malik and, you know, so many, like there are other small guards. I don't think Kel's in that class though. I don't think Kel's in that small guard class. He's like the class right above with Lat and Day and the medium guards, you know, Nesco. So yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing Dom and Kel, but if they were talking about who's the king of the small guards, I don't think like you would have to beat Kel to accomplish that. I think it would be obviously be more so like Dom and Malik and oh my gosh, I can't wait for y'all to see this other guard that played recently in this past season. The episode will drop. Another small guard though, like man, I think yeah, yeah, that division's growing for sure.
I'm saying it's only right because you was at TNC. If it's been brewing.
Now I want you to play my homeboy. He new to the scene. He with TNC. His name Bug.
Bug. I would say Bug is in that small guard class. I would have Kel like. Bug's like I guess on the bigger side of the small guard class, but I would still probably eke him into that small guard class. What do y'all think? Malik just played Bug. Is he a small guard or is Boog kind of like almost in that class with Kel and Dede and Lat, Nesco? Boog's kind of a tweener.
Just beat Malik. He tough, bro.
I like him. I respect him. I just seen how you play. I respect it. But
Oh
I
yeah,
ain't
shout out Crime too. Shout out Crime. Definitely shout out Crime, bro. He's a bucket. And yeah, that was a tough matchup. That was such a tough matchup for him, just defensively. Like Crime is, I think I said it in the game. Like Crime is gonna score, but it's just like the matchup was just kind of like not favoring him. I would like to see like Crime versus. I mean, I think Crime versus Left Hand Dom could be solid. You know.
gonna lie though, I still love me.
You got any last words you want to get to the scene, bro?
Nah, man, I ain't gonna lie, man. Left hand down all 20.
Kel looks little on camera. Kel's about 5'11".
That's it. That's what I said. It stand first. I said it here first. Y'all got it first. You heard?
Not gonna lie, that'd be a fire game. Kel is taller, but both of them play the same way. Dom is stronger, but Kel is faster and shiftier. I feel like Kel. Don't get me wrong. Dom is pound for pound stronger than Kel, but Kel's stronger than Dom. But I think he has it backwards. I think Dom is faster than Kel and like quicker change of pace, quicker twitch than Kel. I think he kind of has this backwards. Like I think Kel is stronger, but Dom is faster, whatever. Kel beat Terry, Pat, Skoob, Akil, and Dom is on one right now. Gonna be tough. I'm going with Kel. Yeah, that's a tough matchup for Dom. I do feel like it's kind of going up in a height class a little bit, you know? Yep. Got a million DMs wanting to play. I'll get back to y'all. Before writing this, understand. Oh, man. Oh, so it looks like he's trying to go on a tour to beat all of his haters, all of the trolls online that think they can beat him. That's interesting. That's a good angle for Pep to take, I think, after the Lamar game. Appearance fee if videos involved. Must be a ref. Don't comment if you're not ready now. Gamble ready. Gotta respect Pep. I think you gotta respect him. I mean, he put it all out there. Obviously against Lamar, and that was. I don't think he was just talking to talk. I do think he believed what he was saying in the build-up, because I watched the video where they played pool, and I was like, you know what? As the video went on, I was like, I think Pep does believe that this is going to be close, and he has kind of convinced himself that he's going to do what he's saying. And that's no slight to Pep, because Lamar is he's just obviously a very, very high-level player. But what I'm saying is, I think, first of all, Pep is solid. You're not just going to get off the couch and beat him. He's a good defender. I like his endurance, honestly, and I think what's lacking for him the most would probably just be offensive skill. But honestly, I rather have endurance and strength and being a solid defender in the one-on-one space before I just have a good skill set. So what I'm saying is, I think Pep could be pretty solid within his weight class. I don't think that anybody, a lot of the people that are trolling him would beat him, but I think that's interesting. I'd like to see it. I say that I don't think he would lose to the trolls, but, I mean, there's so many players out there. You know, there's a lot of good basketball players out there, so he'd probably lose to somebody that was in his comments giving him a hard time. Yeah, I think Pep's a small guard too. Yeah. What's up, K-Song?
Oh, he got the wood in his mouth. He got the wood.
Wait, hold on. Somebody said I'm closer to Nas than you are to me. That's funny. You're saying that's what Pep is basically saying? Somebody said Mike looks athletically inferior to his opponent, and that's why I think you could make a small guard. Lat more of a small guard than Kel. Yeah. Who you think Latin can play next? Why not Kel? Would y'all want to see Lat versus Kel? I would want to see it, personally. Kel's like very sharp right now too. He's on point, so I think it'd be a good game. Mike Harden versus left-hand Dom. You want to see that, Caleb? That'd be a good game. Lamar wasn't even talking trash. Lamar was kind of just on a vibe of like, do you really think you can like make this close? Like, I don't think Lamar was even it was kind of a funny dynamic between him and Pep, but Pep sold that game like I've never seen. Yo, has he? Oh, man.
Good afternoon, people. I just want to start off by saying heroin, cocaine, alcohol, perks, bukes, lean, marijuana, I don't know, Tylenol 3s, them heartache pills them little kids be taking, all that, right? The hardest addiction to shake is gambling. I don't know why, but it is though, right? And only that gamble all the time will tell you this. Like, you can tell yourself, all right, look, I'm about to take this 200. I'm about to hit the casino real quick. I'm going to go in there, and my object is to steal real quick, and I'm out of there, right? Make me a little flip, and I'm out of there. I'll use myself as an example because I play poker. You'll go to the poker table, sit down, right? In an hour and a half, you turned that $200 into $1,200. You made $1,000. You're supposed to get up and get the out of there. All right, fellas, I'll see y'all later, boy. I got to go to work, whatever. And the thing is, this ain't like shooting dice in the hood and you win and you're trying to think of an excuse to leave. You don't have to do that at the casino. You can leave when you want to, right?
No, the thing is, like, when you're that deep into gambling, you just want the action. It's not even about how much you win. It's really not about that. It's just a matter of, can I continue to play? Like, do I, and unless you run out of money when you're playing, like, you're going to continue to play until it's all gone. That's the crazy part about that is, like, if I, like Terry's saying, if I go to the casino with 200 and I go up, like he said, 1,000, I'm going to be like, oh, I'm going to keep playing. I have money to play with. And eventually you're going to end up losing your winnings plus the 200 you came with. That's just how it goes. And I want to listen to this, though, because this is an interesting topic.
What do? He got 3,000. I'm trying to get that. That could be like 5,000. I'm gonna get that and then I'm gone. Now an hour go by. That 1,200 then went back down to 400. Right? Now, it's still a $200 profit, right? You still made a little flip, but what you say? Your mind say, nah, I need it all. All right, well, I'm gonna just get back to that 1,200, then I'm gone. 30 minutes go by, $85.
It's true, bro. And all this is true, and it's just, that is one thing that I don't really like is the mass promotion of gambling. Like, everybody, like, I don't mind gambling at all. Like, I'll sports bet for sure. But, like, it's more so the promoting of it, bro. I can't promote it like that. That's the only thing. It's just it's really an epidemic in our society right now. I don't want to be too dramatic here, but it's an issue. It really is. It really is, especially for, our generation. Got people that are like in their 20s, 30s. All right. Anyways, do we have anything? Let's see what else we got. Somebody, what should we talk about? Give me a topic to speak about. Give me questions. Let's see if we have anything else to react to, too. Lamar versus Hezzy? I haven't watched that. Skoob's last game? I don't think I can watch that right now. It just dropped. TNC versus OTD Dream card. I mean, I wouldn't even say like necessarily TNC versus OTD, but I get what you're saying. I would just say like if I could create a card, I would go. Man, we got to get the Nas and Rob game out of the way before we can move on. I feel like that game would, like, there might be more games that I'd rather see, but I just think that game needs to happen just so we can move on from that chapter, you know? But I also would really love to see Lamar and Nas. That's why it's kind of tough. But I'd go Nas and Rob just for the sake of, like, it's been such a build-up and it's never happened. And then I'd go Skoob and Moon just because I kind of like that matchup. I feel like they're both undervalued. People don't really like their skill. We talked about the eye test and skill set. I think both of those guys are overlooked in the rankings, and they're kind of undervalued by people because you just see their skill set and you don't love it. So I would say Skoob and Moon as another game. I'd go Nesco Lat. Lamar versus somebody. Lamar versus man. I mean I guess you could go, I don't know, man. Lamar versus, I don't know. I would just say like Lamar versus Eugene. Just bring in Eugene somehow. I would just love to see that. The build up to that would be crazy too. And then last game, who am I missing that I would like, a matchup that needs to be in there? Oh yeah. I'm cool with like C4 versus somebody just because of how crazy C4 went last pay-per-view. Who's my top 10? Coach Midrange had a good video talking about B top 20 list. Is it him reacting to the list, or is it like him kind of giving a top 20 and whatnot? Wish he hit that free throw. Yeah. If Tim makes that free throw against Rob, that's tough, man. C4 versus DA, I'd be cool with that. Somebody said Nas versus Rob, Moon versus Skoob, Nesco versus Lat, Cam versus Trey. There you go. That's the hole I was looking for. Bruce versus BJ, C4 versus LP. I really like that, actually. I like that. I think that fits. Who's going to play Zay? I don't know. I think Zay needs a little bit of like a grudge match, you know? Like, I feel like the other ones, that factor would kind of be there. And I'm not every game needs to be a grudge match. I just don't really know who to match Zay up with. Dom versus Malik, of course, correct. Millie, what's your thoughts on if Jay Smooth was in the 1v1 scene? I've played against Jay Smooth like 2 to 3 times. I think and like bear with me on this opinion because you can disagree, and I would like to hear people's thoughts on this. I think Jay Smooth is super gifted, talented offensively. I think the what would prevent, because like if just basketball wise, Jay Smooth would be at the top skill set. What I would be interested to see was how he did the other things that come with one-on-one. Like, I'll go back to Skoob again because I just think the endurance, the 1v1 IQ, him and Moon do those things the best. Like, they get way more than their skill set offers. And I would want to see how Jay Smooth can do those things. How can he win? We know he can put the ball in the basket. We just know he's like, he would be one of the most skilled players, but would he be able to kind of like take the physicality that comes with it and sustain that level of play? Could he guard at a really high level? Those would be my honest questions. That's not to slight Jay Smooth. Jay Smooth is obviously an incredible player. That's, but it's just like, those would be my question marks. King Lou, what's up, bro? Him reacting to the list and saying what we need to do next. Okay, let's listen. Coach Midrange. I think I'm subbed, though. Should be subscribed. Where are we? He's reacting to top 20. There we go. Okay, let me skip ahead a little bit. I want to get to like kind of one of his talking points. You guys know.
Well respected within the space. So I'm going to show you guys his resume real quick. He has Jay Horn, Akel Wynn, Terry Hosley, Twan, Pat, Burke, J. Lou, Dre, Mir, Nathan, Scarbino, LeGerald, Vic. And then you go to his losses. It's Lat. It's Jordan Henderson, who's in the G League in Cincinnati. It's Zay twice. Ness, Moon, all top 5 guys. Burke, who is where.
What do you think of an ELO-based system like chess for the scene? I think I said something like that yesterday. As far as like the new year should start a new season. I think it should be. I do think that we should kind of have seasons in this somehow. I don't know how we get there. I don't know if that's realistic, but it's hard to have an ongoing ranking. Like, that's just like we're digging to games for, from a few years ago. And I think that's where we could like, all right, new year. And I think it should kind of be a fresh start for guys in a way. And we should rank it based off the end of the year. And then maybe we could have some kind of championship or something like that. Every sport is played, seasonally, and like take the Jacksonville Jaguars, for example. You guys know I love the Jags. If this was an ongoing ranking, we'd always be stuck at the bottom. But being that we have new life come September, now we're sitting 12-4. And so anyways, I just think that in a perfect world, I would love to see a one-on-one basketball season and then like a championship for that season or whatever, some sort of that, rather than like, an ongoing ranking system. That's just me though. And I think, the ELO based thing would be cool.
Eli Carter by a free throw. Lat, Mike Harden, Skoob, Kel, Rock, like Day off.
Can we get Coach Midrange on ABC in the morning? I mean, why not? I mean, I don't see. We could bring anybody on there. Honestly, anybody we want to
fights against the top guys.
What's his record?
And this game right here in particular, in my opinion, he should have won that game if he made his free throw. You know what I'm saying? So
it'd be easy if everyone played the same amount of games. That's true, because if you did the ranking system that I'm talking about, where we establish a tier 1 player that's like Zay, Nas, Rob, Skoob. If you beat a tier 1 player, you get 500 ranking points. If you beat a tier 1, you get 100 ranking points or whatever. That's where it would be weird. And that's what I don't have thought in my head is like, what if somebody just abuses tier 1 and 2 wins and plays a ton? Like, we can't just put them at the top. So there has to be like, I don't know. I don't have the answer. I wish we could, figure something like that out. And I think it would be good for the fans, like the people that watch. Like, I just think it would be better to follow because there's a lot of games that I want to mean more. I want games to mean more personally. And it's hard for me to get into a game that doesn't really mean much. And I think if there was a season and you're playing for something, like every game could potentially mean something and make it that more exciting if there's more at stake.
I'm going to put some respect on his name and respect his resume. And also, I think he's hovering around 500. He's at about 14 or 15.
Mills, by the way, for this video that we're watching here, let me know if there's any talking point because I keep pausing it to read comments. If there's anywhere y'all want me to skip in the video, let me know because I would love to hear. I've already watched B's video, but I would love to hear if mid-range says anything. Somebody said, Mills, imagine a committee at the end of the year based on the season of players had to come up with an Elite 8. That's what I'm saying, bro. If there was some kind of, okay, for 10 months, we have regular season basketball, and then the last 2 months of the year, maybe December or November, December, maybe that's like, yeah, the top 8 players or the top 16 then goes into like seeding and you're playing playoff basketball and we're able to follow that. Like, this is just like the scene right now is really great, but it would be way cooler if there were actual playoffs and championship games. Like, it would just be way cooler because like you really just put your pride on the line and money on the line for the games now, but which is cool. But I think the next step would be having some kind of season where you could like really win. Imagine winning a one-on-one ring for the 2025 season. That'd be cool. Like, how many rings do you have? I got 4. I'm better than you. I don't know. Like, that's cool. Like, collecting rings, that's pretty cool. Then we could really look back and have like NBA convo, the NBA debates we has. Like, he has more rings. He's like in one-on-one, who had the most rings was really the best. Like, it's one-on-one.
14 or something like that. You guys can look at it right here and do what you guys do. But I think Day has earned.
I'm probably living in a fantasy world with even thinking about that, but why not put that energy out there?
Again, I think you got to rank. You got to give people credit for playing a lot of games, and that's one thing I love about Day. But again, now he's got a 500 record. Man, it's really hard to go off of wins and losses when you see it like that.
Beating Hoodie Kale, beating Twine, beating Jay Horn, beating Terry Hosley, guys like that.
I think strength of schedule is just like, if a guy could be 10-0 with just weaker wins, but if a guy's 500 with strength of schedule, I'm probably gonna say that the 500 player that's beat a top guy or something is just better. So just based on how you want to rank it, which is, again, I'm getting redundant, but it's just why I wish there was a better, like, or actually just a system. I can't say better because there's no system for rankings now. I just wish there was a system.
Man, well respected guys within the space. And also another thing that has Day at number 18 for me is the Twine win.
Maybe 50 games a year. Yeah, that's a lot, bro. That's a lot. That's several games a month, which, like, I think some guys only play a few games a year, low key, at this point, and we're getting, like, that's. I mean, if we keep going this way, guys, I'm gonna make this prediction, and it's already true, so I'm not even smart for saying this. Guys are gonna start. You're gonna start seeing players play less and less unless we create some kind of season for this. And again, I don't have the answer. I'm just a guy literally sitting behind a computer, like, asking for somebody make it happen. It's not going to be me. I'm not going to make the season. It's just an idea, but if it keeps going this way, we're just going to see guys play less and less, be more selective about their matchups. It's already happening, but that trajectory is going to continue and worsen. That's just how trends work. We can see the start of the trend. The trends are going to continue in that direction, in my opinion, unless a change is made.
Because Twan, if you look up Twan's resume, he has some good wins. Cam, Jay Horn, Noah Blackwell. I know what's going on. This video was sponsored by Prize Picks.
We're not doing it. Y'all know how I feel. We're not doing it.
We need a video game also. That would be fine.
No shade to B. Ellis, but
I've been saying that since the Park Takeover days. Like
we are not a gambling
a game of it
program over here.
Right now, within his one-on-one career with his signature wins,
do pay-per-views hold more weight than season games? 100%.
Twan right now, I believe. Yes, Pat and Twan. The Azim win.
Malik
Jersey was really good because those two guys, I'm talking about Twan and Azim, are bigger than him. But hit with
what
7-1, and the way he's been able to perform in matches where people are coming for the small.
I don't know if I like that, Malik. I mean, not this again. No shade to Malik. I feel like this is really hard to put together a top 20 list of all time. I wonder if when he says all time, if he means like.
It's almost impossible, like, for everyone to agree on an all-time list.
From 2024 onward, because I assumed all time was like.
Yeah, 100%. And this is kind of a long video. Again, if y'all have anything for me, in regards to that video that Midrange is talking about, let me know. I'd love to rebuttal or agree or whatever. Just look it over. JKG plays. What's up, man? Ranked by weight classes like boxing? Yes. That's another thing. In 2026, let's do this. You guys know I just hop on live and just start yapping with no agenda. But let's do this right now. In 2026, we need to see a few things in the one-on-one scene change. One, I think we have to do height classes and like really we need to hire someone to make a website or a page that everybody deems as the credible. We need a hub. We need a hub to report to. Like, for example, FIBA is the overseas hub. FIBA basketball. That's how, like, if it's sanctioned by FIBA, it's good. We need to have a way or a committee to sanction players and games. I don't want to lose my train of thought here because I had something I wanted to say and I'm going off on a side quest. We need sanction. We do need like some kind of like, we need weight classes and we need them. A committee, whoever decides them, I don't know, but we need people in specific weight classes. You're here. This is what you are. You're a middle height. It wouldn't be middleweight. You're a small guard. You're a big guard. Whatever the names are for the divisions. I think in 2026 we need to make that move. Doesn't mean games can't happen between a small guard and a big guard, but just in general. The height classes and stuff like that is inevitable. Whether we do it now or 3 years from now, it's going to happen. It's already like grown in the thought processes of the fans because I remember when I said this, and I have receipts. When I said this 3 years ago, when the 1v1 scene was just starting, it was like transferring from park takeovers to 1v1s. I was the first one to do ranking and everything, and I said this is going to have to be in height classes, some sort of mix between height and weight. I said that, and people didn't like it. I remember in that video, so I just kind of like was like, okay, well, but now the fans have kind of seen for themselves, like that kind of is what needs to happen though when you start to see these matchups, and that's how people should be judged. Does anybody disagree with that? Let me know in the comments. Do you disagree with that's how we should be that's how we should judge players? Because we can't judge a Malik, a left-hand Dom, a Crime. We can't judge them head-to-head against the big guard because the big guard could be a worse player but beat them because they're bigger. We know that about one-on-one. So weight classes in 2026, we need height classes, whatever. I don't even know what to say. Height, weight classes, a mixture of both. Another thing that I would love to see is some sort of setup or progression to more of a season that leads into some kind of playoff. And I think rankings need to be kind of reset per year. That's why I think a season is good. Like, you know, those are two. That one is a little more far-fetched. That's just like a fantasy world maybe, but I think we can at least start that convo, and maybe like something can get set up for 2027. I'm just throwing stuff out there. But I think what we can do this year is put guys in weight classes, and I think maybe the progression of that would be in 2027, maybe have some kind of season, even if it was different leagues, even if it was like there was 2 different leagues or whatever. Because obviously there's discrepancies between all the platforms. Like even if it wasn't one league. So, yeah. Anything else? Will we see Malcolm back in the 1v1s this year? I don't know. I haven't talked to Mac. Okay, let me catch up on comments. Kind of just rambled there. Height, not weight. Someone worked to get a certain weight and strength. Yeah, I totally agree, Jay. It's just height, really. Totally agree. Weight, you shouldn't be penalized off weight. Like if I'm 180, 6 foot 180, and somebody's 6 foot 205, like we're playing against each other. Just it is like this is what it is. Put on weight if you need to. I don't know. An independent 1v1 ranking committee, yeah, something like that. Mid-range brought up a good point for Friga and Kel, saying they should be higher than all time. Yeah, I feel that. Medium guard division. A lot can be learned from boxing, MMA, but also the NBA. Weight classes make sense with a large pool of players. In my opinion, the scene is too small for that. Makes sense. It would only reduce matchups. Yeah, I see what you're saying, and that's why I'm saying, like, I don't think it would have to limit matchups, though. I don't. If you want to jump up a weight class and play a game out of your weight class, I just think that's okay. That's totally okay. We're going to have games that, like, fighters fight out of their weight class at times. You know what I mean? But I do think generally, like, 80% of the time, your best matchup is in your weight class. So even if 20% of the time, like, we do see a matchup that's, you know, different weight classes, I think that's okay, and we can find a solution for that. As far as, like, how that impacts your record and ranking points and stuff like that. Height is genetic. Weight is hard to work. It has pros and cons. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It would be height. I disagree. I think that would create too much division. I like it when Left Hand Dom was popping at Zay and they played. That's what I'm saying. That can still happen. Any game can happen still. You know? I'm mainly thinking about, like, rankings and stuff, you know? Like, I don't know. Regular season of playoffs would be fire. Facts. Playoffs for 1v1s would fix so many problems. Friga too low of an all-time ranking. Yeah, I mean, if you do it all time, yeah, he's got some great wins. He really does. But like I said yesterday in the live, I think B did a great job. I think if somebody else made an all-time list, we could pick that apart. Like, it's just, you're going to be able to pick apart any list that's made. If we're being honest here. Like, if I make a list right now, y'all could probably pick it apart. And the people that are picking it apart, if you made a list, I could probably pick it apart. So let's, you know. I'll post up all the spark cards at 5'8", 280. Facts. But that could be just a style of play. If you're 5'8", 280, 4 dribbles, get to the post within 1 to 2 dribbles, and if you want to play that way, that's a style of fighting, you know? That's cool. I mean, in theory, it's probably going to work a lot better than it actually will. But if you want to try bully ball with 4 dribbles, like I think you should be able to do that. Crime is a perfect example. Exactly. So let's take somebody that's 6'6", put him against Crime. The 6'6", let's just hypothetical 6'6" player is not good. That 6'6" player, like, and I'm not saying like just awful, because Crime will beat someone like that, but I'm saying, say he's a level of below Crime for sure as far as like talent and everything. The 6'6" player could still beat Crime just because of the size difference. But even if like Crime outclasses him as a player, so Zay is a 5'9" big fan. Zay's a solid 5'11". He's about 5'11". Who do you think is a good match for Kel right now? I think Lat. I would like to see Kel versus Lat. That's just I've kind of always wanted to see that game since Lat came into the scene. So Kel is a polarizing guy. Some people think he's not very good, and some people think he's really good. I think he gets a little overlooked by some people. I really do. I think he's a very good one-on-one player. And I think he could put up a fight against Lat. I really do. And like, if you ask Kel, he thinks he's gonna think he can beat Lat. But yeah, I don't really think that Lat's like on another level to a point to where it's not a good game. Kel's good, bro. He really is. Like Mills, if you had to build a 3v3 team to beat DA, Greg, and Lance, who you picking? We're gonna need BJ for Lance. Give me BJ, Rob to guard DA because Rob's going to be on one, and effort will not be an issue with Rob. He's going to be he's going to be looking for revenge, and sometimes in sports, sometimes that's not good because you're kind of going out of your way and you're trying to force too much. But anyways, give me Rob, BJ, and then who to match up with Greg. Give me Moon. Give me Moon, Rob, and BJ to play DA, Lance, and Greg. Somebody said Lat kills Kel. I think Lat is so good. I know he's that good, but I also really do think Kel is really good too. I think it's worth the game. If you're saying right now in the comments that it's not worth the game, I do disagree with you on it. I disagree. I think Kel and Lat is worth the game. Kel is good. Yeah, that's what I think some people don't like Kel, and they kind of like say he's just not good. Who was it a while ago? Oh, Kyrie Walker went in on Kel on B's Live, and I don't know. I thought maybe Kyrie just didn't like Kel, you know? I don't know. I don't care if he does or not. I was just kind of thinking, like, I think some people go a little harsher than they actually logically think. Some people may not analyze Kel fair enough because they don't like him personally. Just saying, that's just my opinion on it. I'm not saying that's a fact, and I'm not saying that that's what Kyrie was doing there because I don't know. Kyrie can only speak for himself, but I'm just thinking like maybe that was one of those cases. So posted ABC crew buys their first car. If you could do a best out of 7 games between TNC versus OTD, who would you pick for the games? That's a good question. I would pick in no order. Obviously, Rob, Moon, Cam, BJ, C4, Lat, I'm probably going to I mean, you could go Tay, Kel. You could go, I mean, 7 might not be enough for TNC, you know? I mean, you could go a lot of different ways for that, like, 6 or 7 spot. And no, I didn't mean to do the 6-7 thing. Do you think Kel vs. Skoob is worth the game? I do. They've played twice. I'm not bringing up old wounds or anything. Kel did win the games. I know they were kind of whatever, but regardless, it was competitive, very competitive. Like, let's not disrespect Kel. He's very good at he's very good at one-on-one. He really is. I don't understand that narrative fully, that some people don't think I think any game in his weight class, I think is worth the game. Like him versus Nesco, him versus Lat. I think I don't think you can really name a game that's like, oh, he's not worth it. Question for you guys though, where does Keon lie? He's in that class too? I guess he is. He's not a big guard, but he's like 6. He's a sneaky 6'3" though. So I don't know. Is he 6'2" maybe? He might just have a really long wingspan. He might be 6'2". But would Keon be in the big guard class? Because he's got a size advantage on all the medium guards like Lat, Kel, Nesco, so on and so forth. Kel has classics for Skoob and Nesco for sure. I think Keon deserves a matchup for sure. Keon's undefeated and he's been dominant. Hang on, buddy. I know you got to pee. 2 nights in a row. I know. GZ, what's up, bro? It's literally just the Keon loss that has people down on Kel. Yeah, I agree. And I knew that was – I thought that was going to be a tough matchup for Kel, you know. Keon's length and his ability to just, like, shoot over and contest. He's just a really tough matchup. And we spar before the pay-per-views, and Keon really might be, like, the most offensively gifted. I haven't played against Rob really, I don't think. So, I mean, when he's going, he's probably I don't know. He obviously has knockout power, but yeah, Keon's definitely. He's really talented. He's the same height as Nas. Yeah, like Keon and Nas are probably the same height. Yeah. Keon got to play the big guards. I think he would have to. And I think I'd be interested to see. I would. They try to downplay Kel because he lost to Keon. Like, Keon's not a dog. Yeah, Keon's dominant. I mean, point blank period. Keon has been dominant, and I think he'll continue to be, like, a force. I think he's a really hard guy, even for the top guys. I really do. He could present problems for potentially anybody. I'm just saying, like, he could present problems. I'm not saying that he's gonna go beat the top 3 guys or whatever. I'm not saying that, but people did see the 2-on-2s and got pretty down on him for that. But in a 1-on-1 situation, in a 1-on-1 game, it can get tricky with Keon, even for some of the top guys. Again, not saying he's going to beat the top guys, but it could get tricky. Keon versus C4. I think that might be C4's best game next. And Keon too. I think Keon and C4, now that you said that, I think Keon and C4 should play in the next pay-per-view. Keon should just do ones, yeah. I mean, that's ultimately, I don't know why I still have those headphones on. Ultimately, all that really matters is ones. I feel like all 2s or team setting can do is potentially hurt your stock, but it doesn't help your stock. So it's like, it really doesn't help your stock that much too. I feel like it can help your stock, but I feel like it could potentially hurt it more than it could help it, you know? When will BJ return? I'm not sure, actually. He deserves a top dog like Robert Moon. I agree. I mean, I think Keon and C4 are kind of like, they're kind of like both. I mean, C4's win last pay-per-view was just so crazy to where everybody's like, oh my God, C4 is like, he might be one. Not really, but like people are thinking he's that kind of talent. But Keon could be too. He really could be one of the top guys. I don't know. I don't have a great read on Keon yet as far as like how he would stack up against a top guy. But I mean, he's 3-0. Think about a boxer. He's a boxer. He's 3-0 with all knockouts. Like, we got to be looking at Keon like, oh, wait, he might be. The way people are looking at C4, I'm kind of looking at Keon that way as well. Like, oh, he might be that guy. Maybe. Maybe not number 1, maybe not 2, but up there. But yeah, just to address the comment, I agree. I think C4 deserves a top guy. I think Rob is C4's best matchup. Best redemption for Rob other than DA on TNC. Best opportunity for C4 to elevate. I agree, Reborn. I think being that DA won against Rob, I think like if you do beat Rob, like say C4 beats Rob, I don't think it necessarily like because DA just beat Rob, it's kind of like it's almost like beating DA would mean more, which is kind of crazy because Rob is probably a harder game. No disrespect to DA, man. I swear I love DA. Like from his interviews to the way he executed, he took advantage of the moment and any mistakes that Rob made. That's not a slight, but Rob's a tough game. DA beating Rob is a bad look. C4 should take him since he's the highest chance to shut the narrative down. Yeah. If DA wins again, that'd be crazy. If he beats, say him and C4 played and he beat C4, DA would really like make big waves. He made waves with the Rob win, but if he won again, he'd make huge waves for sure. Reese was saying on the Backyard Connection pod he wants to see LP. What do you think about that matchup? Big year for Reese. I think Reese is very, very good. LP is I said this months ago. I think he's probably the highest level player in the scene. No disrespect. And y'all know I've had Nas at 1 for years, so it's not like, you know, this is not I have one Nas at 1 now. But I think LP is, you know, probably the highest level player. The only thing I question for LP is that I know I'm going to get from Nas and Skoob and guys like that is just how the endurance and how long he can guard. This is really it. I think LP, best on-ball defender in the space, great shooter. Like, you could argue he's the best shooter in the space as well. But the only question I have is, can he guard at his high level for the whole game? Because I do notice that he gives up some triple threat threes and tries to pace himself through that. If LP could press up the whole game and not gas out, Kobe, what are you eating, bud? Kobe, you good? If he could press up the whole game and not gas out, he'd be the hardest game. He'd be the hardest player to beat in the scene probably for a while. And again, Nas is incredible. No disrespect to the top guys. But I don't know if LP can get to a point where he can play at his high level for every possession of a game. He might be able to. I also think I want to hear y'all's take on this because this is something that I believe. I don't think that everybody is built like a Skoob, a Moon, a Nas, where they can play the whole game and not gas out. I think people have caps for everything, like skill set, shooting. I think shooting has a cap on it. Some people are just created. I don't care how much work you put in. They might just be a better shooter if they put the work in, obviously. But I think LP's in great shape. I just don't know if he can get that extra mile out of his shape that the other guys have. That's my only thing. Like, is he capped out as far as the gas tank goes? He's continuing to get in better shape. And again, I'm a LP fan. This is not a slight. This is a real observation that I just genuinely am curious about. And he is getting there. He is getting there. Would DA stay on TNC or go play Balls Life for OTD guys on the other side? I think he would stay with TNC. Why is Rob so undisputed in TNC when he hasn't beat guys like Moon, Cam, Lat as far as I saw on BL's list? I just think that I think Rob's body of work is just really, really strong. So I don't necessarily think just because he lost that he should move down. Although I understand if you do move him down after a loss, I'm fine with that too. But I could see both sides because it's like Rob's body of work has been good for a period of time, you know? And then if he loses once, should he get penalized harshly? But it is too early to say. You're right. That's why I was kind of like, And that wasn't even just about him. That's just in general. I think people have caps for what kind of shape they can get in. And it really might be that, I'll leave it be. I don't agree with you in terms of cap theory. I think there are individual differences, but I don't think most people are approaching a cardio limit in 1v1 games to 30. So, do you not think that I don't know how to put this. I don't know if it's just cardio, but man, I don't want to go too like nerdy with it. But I do think there's something there. I don't know, so I can't prove it. So I can't be right. But like a Moon, the way that he can play at his 100% for the whole game, I don't think I could ever get there. No matter how much I train, I really don't. I'm not saying you shouldn't strive to get as far as you can. You should. That's what you do as a player. But I don't know. I think some people are built different sometimes. Anyways, that conversation is kind of pointless. That's just speculation for me. Should we start counting pay-per-view games for rankings as players might not take things like Friggin' all that serious? I personally think it is cardio. I was just reading another comment. I think, I think the Friggin' games are more fun. I do. I mean, I don't think that they should count on people's records. I think you can kind of tell if it's a real game, you know? I think people can tell. But I do also think that people will use, like, for example, if you're a fan of this guy, they'll pick and choose when to use a Frigmas game or a game that happens on another channel that people aren't trying as hard. I think they'll use it to fit their thought process, you know? So I think that's why there's so many arguments about that. LP's cardio is good now. It's definitely good. It's definitely good. I'm not trying to bash, I swear. I know it's good. Millie, when are you getting on Frugmas? Who knows? Maybe next year. I think that most people on the scene can improve their cardio if they prioritize it. That's 100% true. I'm not saying that you can't improve. I agree. I agree. And yeah, that's the thing. You said it in the second half. I don't want people to think that they have a cap on their cardio. I don't. As a player, that was never my thought process, and that should never be any player's thought process. This is just me observing outside of that, like from a perspective of this. There could be some science behind it. There might be. I don't know. I have nothing to prove that. It's just something I've kind of noticed. Yo, is Shadell in the scene to play for real because he looked nice on Fragments? He is, yeah. Yeah, he's actually in this past season, his attitude changed a lot. We talked for a few minutes. He's definitely trying to get off the jokes as far as like when the season and stuff like that comes around. Nas knows LP's toughest matchup. Yeah. I mean, LP is he's different. He's as high level as it gets, really, in ones. I mean, do you listen to the Backyard Connection pod with Marquise Teague and Deron Lamb? What do you think of those two covering the scenes? Cool. Yeah, I think it's cool. I've listened to a few things. I think it's cool. I like another perspective as well, a fresh perspective. I mean, both guys played at a really high level, so that's cool. I think it's good for the scene because other people will look at it that it's helping like bridge the gap between credibility. So I think that sometimes when a higher level player vouches, then other people just like, you know, are like, oh, wow, they said it. That must be true then. So I think it helps. Kobe, I know you got to pee, man. Yeah, I really should. When I go live, I really should bring people up or like a group of people, kind of like B does with his Discord, and just kind of let them talk. That's pretty cool. I should do that. Where could you see Jay Smooth being ranked if he was active in the scene? Jay Smooth, I could see him top 10. If he put his mind to it, I don't think there's really a limit for him just because of how talented he is. But, yeah, I mean, he's a top 5 talent. Where would he be? I guess it would be how committed he would be to becoming a one-on-one player. But I don't think there's much of a limit for him. The Rob 1v1 with Greg, I think that's getting posted soon. That game was pretty toxic for sure. All right, guys. I think I may have to end the live because my dog is ready to pee, and I feel bad. So, appreciate you guys for tuning in. Back-to-back nights going live. May go live tomorrow, may go live in 8 months. I don't know. But anyways, appreciate you guys for listening. And yeah, man, y'all have a great night.